now it's time for what everybody's waiting for, and that's cape installation. So, I haven't done it with this one yet, so hopefully hopefully I can do it as easily as I did on the other one. Some have said that theirs just will not install. Okay, let's see if I can remember how this works. Okay, so this curve here is supposed to be laying back behind the holes that the cape clips go in. So it's going to be like this when it's finally in place. Okay. So that means I want you to look carefully at what I'm doing here. That means that the part where the clip is attached to the cape, that's what goes into the figure. All right. So it goes in like this. And a lot of people, that's as far as they get, and it never sits in any further than that. But you really need that little nub. I should have gotten something better for pointing. You want to make sure that little nub is down underneath the armor. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can do this without heating anything up. All right, that's it. It's in place. And that's what it should look like when you're done. Now, if you wanted to make that go in really easy, you could heat it up with a hairdryer. All right, let's put the other one in. Again, get a closer look at the way I have it pointing here. Well, I hope this is in focus. And again, the part that is stitched to the clip, that's the end of the clip that goes into the hole first. Okay? And then it's just a matter of getting that little, boy, that one went in extremely easy. All right, so they're both in place now. And you have the wire, of course, in the cape that goes up to here, from here to here, which is a great feature for getting it to lie down flat. So just push that in, push it tight to the body, and you can see that the cape sits right to the shoulders. It's not standing up at all once those clips are in place, and that is not going to change. It's actually just as hard getting the clips out as it is to get them in, so it's not like they're going to pop out. Once you get them in place, they are really, really stable, which is great. You know, even though I prefer custom capes, this cape, in my opinion, is outstanding compared to what Hot Toys has released in the past. This is their best stock cape on any Batman. Okay, and I just broke the belt. So I'll be gluing that back in place later. You don't need to see that. All right, so the cape's on. Now let's just talk a little bit about posing. I think that he looks better with the shoulders in a little bit of an up position. You know how I mentioned that the shoulders can be posed up or down. They look better up just a little bit and back as opposed to forward. I think the proportions of the body look more realistic with the arms back a little bit. And as you can see, the chest armor is sliding up, showing more of those ab straps again. So you will be revisiting that multiple times. And the hands keep popping off, which is one of the things that bothers me about this figure. It's nice that they're easy to swap, but a pain that they keep falling off. Alright. But I generally like to have a little bit of a bend in the wrists. So as far as wrist position, I find it easier to take the glove off and then get the peg where you want it, and then stick it back on. And you can kind of pull the gauntlet back up on the sleeve, on the arm, to be able to get a little more wrist articulation that way. Okay, so a little bit of bend in the wrists. Make sure the spikes and the gauntlets, or the blades and the gauntlets, are on back. Shoulders are up and back. Chest armor is covering the abs. Be careful not to spread the legs too far. You can read your little manual in the packaging that talks about that. And that brings us down to the ankles. Ankles is always the last thing that I pose on a figure. Good ankle posing is the key to posing figures without using a stand. because it's all about getting 4 points of contact. You know, toe, heel, toe, heel. That's the key to, you know, a figure standing up well on its own without tipping over. Once you get that, it's, you know, it's generally rock solid as long as it's not a weak jointed figure. So you want to get the feet spread apart about the width of the shoulders. And I'm just going for the kind of standing there waiting for the bus pose right now. Nothing fancy. And then, you know, going back and posing the cape. Here's another little thing of personal preference. I think that the head is too small in this figure, and having the cape around like this makes the body look larger than it is, which dwarfs the head even more. So I think that the cape should never stick out further than the shoulder pads. Again, just my opinion, but I can't bring myself to let the cape stick out further than the shoulder pads. Alright, kind of trying to wrap this up as quick as I can for you here. But just to make this clear, I would probably spend another 10 minutes maybe. Okay, that's probably exaggerating. I'd probably spend another 10 minutes on getting everything just so. And then over the course of the next day or two, I'd keep tweaking it. You know, as I'm brushing my teeth, I'd look at it on the shelf and tweak it more until everything was the way I wanted it. Okay, chest armor down over the abs, belt is covering the codpiece, shoulders back, a little turn in the wrists here, legs apart, feet flat on the ground, and maybe have the cape go off to the side a little bit, and I'm going to bring this down to the angle that I am looking at here. It's a nice figure. I really think it's a great figure. Even just like that, without any modification. You know, once you get the ab placement closer to the way it is on screen and get the cape in place so that it's not sticking way up over the shoulders, he's decent. Best Nolan Batman that we've gotten so far, that's for sure. So hopefully this has been helpful, and I really hope you enjoy this figure as much as I do. Modify it if you have that desire, but if not, enjoy it as is. Alright, thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. I'll try to keep uploading videos related to whatever figures I happen to have at the time. Okay? Thanks again. Talk to you soon.